Hello, everyone, and welcome to English 312 Written Communication in Business. I'm Professor Repetto, and I will be your instructor for this summer semester. I wanted to upload just a quick video to go over our syllabus for our time together. So I will share my screen now so you can see it. And we'll get started. So just a little bit of background about myself. I'm currently a PhD student in the English department, but my focus is in technical and professional communication. Specifically, I'm interested in the type of non-academic writing that happens in academic workplaces. And we will look at universities as businesses in this course, but that's not all we'll look at. And I'll present you with a number of different business scenarios that are within higher ed and certainly beyond higher ed as well. You can go through here and read the course description, but the title of the course really says it all. We're going to learn how to communicate in business contexts. And I often shorten the name of the course to business writing. So that'll be our overarching goal. Our objectives or our outcomes for this semester, you should feel comfortable at the end of the course, critically reading the nuances of business situations that require precise communication. You should feel comfortable analyzing the audience of a particular piece of business communication for their needs, values, expectations, and so on. You should feel comfortable communicating strong opinions in a professional style and tone. You can demonstrate that both with the course discussions, which I'll go over in a minute, and our deliverables. And you should feel comfortable working independently, but with considerations of collective objectives in mind. Because we only have a 5-week course, I am not going to assign very much group work, if any at all. But that's not to say I don't want you thinking about groups and organizations and how they play a role in business communication. So keep an eye out for that. Our learning resources, to save some money, I've assigned an open access textbook for the semester, so you won't have to buy anything. Business Communication for Success is available for free download by that link. It's from the University of Minnesota Libraries, but it's still free for anyone who visits the page. You'll see on the discussions and lectures below on the schedule, which chapters you should be reading and for which weeks. Here's an overview of the technologies we'll use. I think the only thing that's not mentioned here is that I will upload all of these lectures to YouTube and I'll link them over to Canvas. So all things we should be familiar with by now, but if you need any additional assistance with technology, feel free to reach out. I'm not holding formal office hours as in the same time every week, but I am very accessible. So if you ever want to chat about what's going on in the course, about your grade, about anything, reach out and let me know. I'm living right near campus and I'm always on campus, so we can do a Zoom or we can do in person at my office. Just let me know what you prefer. And yeah, like I said, I'm always happy to meet and always accessible. Any other additional learning resources? I haven't seen the hours for the University of Delaware Writing Center yet, but there's their website if you want to keep checking back, if you feel you'll need their support at all. So here's the only real unique part of the syllabus. Our learning assessment, as in how I'm going to evaluate you, might be a little bit different than what you're used to. I'm going to use what's called labor-based grading instead of traditional grading. So basically what this means is that you kind of get to decide your own grade depending on how much work you want to do. I have a quote here from Cruz Medina and Kenneth Walker, who write that after all, the current culture of assessment is complicit in fostering inequality through its bias for normative student subjectivities, discourses, competencies, and performances that historically have served to oppress non-normative students of all kinds. And so to start leveling that bias, I'm going to stray away from a traditional grading style and used labor-based grading. The nice thing is you'll really get to pick your grade in this course, and let me explain what I mean. So if you want to earn a C in this course, if you're okay with passing with a C, there are only really 2 things that you need to do each week, and that'll be to keep up on the discussion posts, which I'll explain in a moment, and the weekly assignments, of which there will be about two or three each week. And so if you're aiming to get a C, if you just need to pass the course, those are the things you'll need to do. If you want to be in the B tier, if you want to get a B in this course, you need to do both of those things, plus write weekly rationales for what you learned about business writing, and so on. Again, I'll explain these in just a moment. And then if you want to get an A, you'll need to do all three of those things, plus at the end, produce a how to be a business writer gallery. And again, I'll explain that in just a moment. But there you have it. That'll be the grading system. You kind of get to pick what your grade's going to be based on how much labor or how much work you want to do. So just as a quick note, that means everything you submit is just going to be graded pass fail, as in, did you do this or did you not do this? Pass means that the work appears to be well thought out, that it's the product of a process of planning, composition, and revision, and is indicative of an awareness of the themes of the course. Fail just means it's disorganized, thrown together last minute, or out of sync with what's going on in the course. As a quick note, that doesn't mean I'm not going to provide qualitative feedback on your work. I'll be giving you a lot of comments on your work. In fact, probably more than if I was following a standard grading system, because I won't be sitting here thinking, is this a B or a B minus? I'll just be giving raw feedback from my own experience as a technical writer, as a researcher, and as an instructor. And so let me go back and explain some of those deliverables a little bit. So each week we're going to have discussion posts. I'm going to upload 3 brief lectures per week. When I say brief, they'll be between 6 and 12 minutes, and they're going to be tied to also brief readings that you should keep up with. So that open access book that I mentioned earlier, the chapters, the sections, they're fairly short, and to pair them up with a 6-minute video shouldn't give you too much material to keep on top of. But each week, about 3 lectures and about 3 readings or so. I'll then post 2 discussion threads per week that pertain to the lectures and the readings. I'll bring up certain questions that I'm interested in that I want you thinking about, but you can also feel free to kind of go your own direction with these. And so you'll have to post an original post, a conversation starter, by Friday of each week. And then you should respond to 2 classmates by the end of Sunday each week. And so that'll be a total of 3 posts per thread per week. So 1 conversation starter in each thread and 2 responses. So yeah, a total of 6 posts. And then there'll be weekly assignments. Each week we'll have about 3 assignments. They're also short, a quarter of a page of writing as a minimum, maybe a page and a half as a maximum. These will be case studies, but I'm going to ask you to kind of think creatively about what role a business writer might play in each case. So they won't be real strict case studies. They'll just be kind of business springboards for us to talk about writing. And again, these will be due by the end of Sunday every week. So if you want to get, again, a C, all you have to do is these 2 things every week, and you will obtain a C in this course. If you want to get a B, you'll have to do those 2 things plus weekly rationales. So you'll write an approximately 1-page rationale each week, reflecting on your growth as a business writer. You can answer questions like, what new concepts in business writing did you learn? Did you discover a new way of thinking about business situations? You can think about the assignments themselves. Did they challenge you? Did you just like them? Any of these directions are ways you can take with the rationale. But again, by the end of Sunday, submit just a 1-page rationale for what you learned, how you grew, any kind of reflection on the class that you want to share. And then the last assignment, if you want to get an A, will be due at the very end of the semester, and it will be a how to be a business writer gallery. This will be published online on a medium that you decide. I will give a lecture on wikis and blogs and Google sites, but I encourage you to think more creatively about this as well. You can think about using YouTube or Twitter, any kind of online platform where you can publish the work that you put together in this class and explain to somebody else who might be visiting the page how they can learn from you how to be a business writer. And so here's the full course calendar. I'm not going to go through each thing with you. I can give a brief overview. But yeah, essentially week 1, we'll think about what business writing is, a little bit of emailing and netiquette. Week 2, we'll think about rhetoric in business writing and another important form, memos and open letters. Week 3 and 4, we're going to think a lot about proposal writing and also sound bites, quotables, and crisis comm. Proposals are a huge part of any business. Crisis comm comes up everywhere these days. So those would be important concepts to think about. The proposal will be the one maybe big assignment of the semester, but as you can see over here, I've kind of broken it up. And then we'll close things out with preparing for a job search and thinking about emergent media writing. So how do we write on new media like LinkedIn and things like that. Here's the course policies. These are things that you see on every UD syllabus, probably. The only thing that I've added or changed have to do with attendance and my specific policies. Or I should say my specific policies on communication. This is a 6-week course, and actually I lied. This is a 5-week course, so I'll go back and change that before I publish. But missing a single week would be a big deal. Think about in a fall and spring semester course if you missed 3 full weeks. So for that reason, you have to participate every week, and you have to complete every week's assignments to pass. I'm not going to accept any late work unless there are very extraordinary circumstances. For which you should reach out to me and probably also an assistant dean as well. And lastly, again, I put a 6-week course, but I'll fix that. Yeah, you're going to be expected to interact with your colleagues in a professional manner on discussion boards on Canvas. I expect these to be professional and appropriate. Any conduct violations like harassment, trolling, et cetera, those will be quickly addressed by me and you. And if a resolution can't be found, again, we'll contact a dean or student conduct. Lastly, as far as communication goes, I'll mostly be using Canvas's inbox to communicate with you, which should go out to your email, your UD email account, I should say. But I'm happy to accommodate any other kind of communication modes that you prefer. Just reach out at the beginning of the semester and let me know what they are. Again, that kind of goes along with what I said about my office hours too. I'm just very accessible, very open. So if you need anything, feel free to reach out. And that is all you need to know about the syllabus. Welcome to the course. And I look forward to putting together my lectures and working together with you this summer term. Thanks.